Money Sense with April Roberts.
Welcome back to Great Day. A lot of things in life can be scary. First dates for some people, although my first date with J.J. Watt wouldn't be bad. Okay, skydiving, roller coasters, a Halloween haunted house, but few things scare people more than planning for their financial future. Here to show us the trick that can turn that process into a treat, please welcome April Roberts with Roberts Wealth Management. Good morning. All right, so many people are scared to sit down and look at their finances and plan for the future, but really the most scary thing is all of a sudden waking up one day and knowing that you're not prepared at all.
Absolutely. Too many people bury their heads in the sand. So the first thing is get brave and take a look at your finances.
Yeah, all right. Well, the other thing is a myth, I think. A lot of people say, but I'm going paycheck to paycheck. I have no money to put away.
Correct. So what we want to do first is start by getting rid of debt so that you have more money to put towards savings.
Getting rid of debt. Okay, so we're gonna use some scary movie titles, some like terror films and horror films, I should say. And let's start with, instead of Night of the Living Dead, Night of the Living Debt. Okay, so first looking at what you owe, because sometimes when you wipe that out, then you have money to save.
Absolutely. Well, Deborah, the first step is stop accruing debt, right? If it's through your credit cards, cut them up. I've heard of somebody freezing them in the freezer so that they couldn't touch them,
on ice, right?
Yeah, so stop accruing the debt is first. Second, set a budget for paying it off. Look realistically at how much money you can put toward the debt.
Okay, what's debt conversion?
I'm sorry?
The debt conversion, what is that term?
Oh, so it's just taking what you have and changing it, starting to pay it off and pay it down.
Okay.
Right?
Speaking of paying it off, I know what you did last summer. I know what you bought last summer. Yeah. And speaking of paying it down, if you're just paying the minimum, you're still paying for what you bought last summer and the summer before and the summer before.
Absolutely. So when it comes to debt, what I recommend is make a list. The highest interest rates we want to pay first. Obviously pay the minimum on everything else. And then when you pay the first one off, go to the next one. And as far as buying, if you don't have the money, don't buy it.
Yeah, looking at spending habits. And that's what we found. We did this kind of workshop a few years ago, and I know you offer workshops as well, where people said, we have no money to put away. When you look at their spending habits, you're like, don't eat out 4 nights a week, and look what we saved. And you saw their accounts grow, surprisingly, more than they ever thought. When you start adding all these little expenditures together, you see that you do have money.
Right, and what I tell my clients is if you don't look at your bank statements or credit cards, take 3 to 6 months, highlight it. What's essential, what's work related, what's fun and discretionary. So obviously take your paycheck minus what's essential or work
your
related.
Mortgage, your utilities.
Yeah, and that shows you what you have to spend and spend wisely.
Yeah, the fun moments need to be a little less. I'll actually take stuff in the store and I walk around like for an hour, and after I have it in my hand an hour, I'm like, okay, I'm tired of this already. The fad has passed, right? Okay, this next one, instead of Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare on Wall Street. Okay, so investing 101. That's the other reason why I think a lot of people don't step out. And that's why you're professionals. You grew up in this business, didn't you?
I did. So my dad started our business. Both my siblings are in it. And in fact, my mom helps run things as well.
Yeah, but the key is we don't understand it.
Right.
And before we hand our money over, we need to have a basic understanding. And that's the advantage of going to someone like you, because no question is stupid, and you will explain it to us and how it works.
I agree. When looking for a financial advisor, I tell people 2 things. Number 1, trust your gut. Often we go against our gut, but intuition is key. And second, is this person really listening to me and paying attention to what I need?
Yeah.
But there are some fundamentals of investing. First of all, if you don't have 6 months of rainy day money, so 6 months of expenses put aside in the bank, forget about investing until that's done.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I would suggest.
6 months of saving can keep you in your home if something should happen. All right, and I'm glad you said that, because a lot of times we also think when we go to you, we have to say, here's all the money I'm putting in, right? But the thing is, that's the point of planning for retirement, is that let's chip it down until we can get to our core of what we need. Okay, so having your rainy day fund, your short-term savings.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then your long term is what we call retirement in the whole bit.
Right, so first let's put aside 6 months of rainy day that should be in the bank, and we don't touch it unless we need it. And then if you're younger, maybe you save 2/3 of your money towards short-term savings and 1/3 towards retirement, and as you get older, we increase the retirement savings.
Yeah. Where is that money going?
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
Where is that money going
when
you invest?
We'll talk about that. So one thing is the rule of 100. So 100 minus your age. So if you're 40, you shouldn't have more than 60% of your assets at risk risk somewhere.
Okay.
And by at risk, we mean you can lose. That might be in the stock market, that might be elsewhere.
Can you determine how much you're willing to lose?
Yes, absolutely. That's very important. I tell our clients we answer two great questions. How much can you afford to lose, and how much do you want to lose, right? That's the key to investing, and make sure your advisor's listening to that. A good thing is your retirement savings home, where you have your foundation. That's money you cannot lose. You have the walls, which is lower risk, and the roof, which is higher risk investing.
Yeah, and so many lessons that we've learned over the years.
Right.
One, with the whole Enron thing, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your funds.
Yep. A good rule is no more than 5 to 10% in one company. I know that's hard in Houston because a lot of people get company stock. So that's kind of the first thing we work with people on is, okay, how can we diversify this so you have less risk?
And again, dealing with professionals as opposed to your friend who says, girl, I heard that, right? And so it's like, put all of it in there right now, right? So that's more like gambling as opposed to investing.
Absolutely, and a quick way to lose a friend.
Yeah, other lessons we've learned, in 2008 when everything kind of came crumbling down, people did lose a lot in the stock market. But the key is, again, how much are you willing to lose? Can you lose? And the other thing is understanding what your rainy day fund is, right? And knowing that there's been some changes that have been made, just like we're coming up on the anniversary of the fall of the stock market, the big crash, which in my parents' mind, they're still the kind that was going, shove it under the mattress, right? But they're 93 and 97. Was there. So there have been major changes since that happened. So if you're listening to what your parents or grandparents are telling you, those things have changed.
Absolutely. A lot of regulations have come into play and a lot of changes. And, Deborah, if you're putting money under your mattress, you're losing it slowly with inflation. So we need to look for some returns out there.
And
so
sometimes putting money in your mattress is almost equivalent to just sticking it in a checking account where it's doing nothing.
Exactly.
All right. Our last movie, The Shining, The Retiring. All right? So saving for the future. The hardest part for a lot of people is, like my mom said, she goes, I thought I was going to check out at 75, and now I'm 93, about to be 94, right? So it's guessing how much you'll need.
So Deborah, for this, it's really great to work with a retirement income planner. So I'm a big hiker, and I like to tell people, if you hike, you know that it takes different muscles to get up the mountain than it does to come down, right? So when you retire, you're coming down the mountain. So somebody needs to make a plan to show you how to take income out in retiring, because it's no longer about making you rich. It's just about keeping you money.
And my mom said, she goes, when I go, I want to use the very last penny. So, all right, and let me just round out with your firm. You have all kinds of things that you can help people with, and it's just that it's a kind of under one roof that you're dealing with these things that we talked about.
Yes, ma'am. So we're fiduciary financial advisors, which mean we always have to do what's in our client's best interest, which I think is the best way of doing business. So the easiest thing to do is to get a financial checkup, kind of see where you are, set your goals and your timeline, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, and don't wait. It's better to know. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Roberts Wealth Management is offering a free financial checkup to the first 10 callers. The first 10 callers, give them a call now. The number is 281-277-0645, 281-277-0645. Or visit them online at askaprilroberts.com, askaprilroberts.com. One of those things that you keep putting off, but again, it's better to know. You don't want to star in your own horror film. All right.